Subscribe for more.
She chose someone else, so I let her go. That's the clean version. The version you tell friends so you don't have to explain the nights you stared at the ceiling wondering where you went wrong. My name is Oliver Grant. I'm 38. I believe love was built on consistency, not fireworks. I believed if you showed up, paid attention, stayed loyal, things would hold. I met Hannah 5 years ago at a friend's barbecue in Surrey. She laughed easily, asked thoughtful questions, remembered small details. I wasn't flashy, but I was steady. She told me that was refreshing. For a long time, it worked. We built routines. Sunday walks. Take out on Fridays. Quiet mornings with coffee and no rush. I thought that was intimacy. Then the changes came slowly enough to deny. She guarded her phone like it contained state secrets. Her laughs moved from the room to the screen. When I spoke, she'd nod without hearing. I told myself relationships evolve. People get busy. Love matures. That's what reasonable men say when something feels off but hasn't crossed a line yet. One night, I asked if something was wrong. Not accusing, just asking. She sighed, said I was overthinking, said I should trust her more. I wanted to, so I did what I always did. I gave her space. I doubled down on being reliable. Fixed things around the flat. Planned weekends. Listened without interrupting. I thought effort would remind her why she chose me. It didn't. She started staying out later. Work drinks that turned into missed calls. When she came home, she smelled unfamiliar, like someone else's cologne mixed with excuses. I didn't confront her. I waited. I needed to be sure, not because I was weak, but because once you say the words, there's no taking them back. The truth arrived on a Tuesday afternoon. No drama. No shouting. She sat across from me at the kitchen table and said she'd been seeing someone else. A colleague. It just happened, she said. She didn't plan it. She cared about him. She cared about me too, just differently now. I remember noticing a crack in the mug I was holding, like my brain needed something small to focus on. She waited for a reaction. Tears. Anger. Bargaining. I gave her none of it. I asked one question. Is this over? She hesitated, which told me everything. I nodded, stood up, and said okay. I packed a bag that night. Not because I wanted to leave, but because staying would mean negotiating my dignity. Letting her go wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. I blocked her number. I unfollowed her everywhere. I didn't post quotes. I didn't explain myself. I focused on work. Gym. Early nights. Healing without an audience. People assume closure is a conversation. Sometimes it's silence you protect at all costs. Months passed. I started feeling like myself again. Lighter. Less alert. The constant low-level anxiety faded. I stopped checking my phone expecting bad news. I accepted that she chose someone else, and I chose to move forward. That should have been the end. Then she came back. It started with an email. Polite. Careful. She hoped I was well. Said she'd been thinking about me. Asked if we could talk, just to clear the air. I stared at the screen longer than I should have. Old habits are stubborn. I didn't reply. A week later, she showed up where she knew I'd be. Same cafe near my office. She said my name like it still belonged to her. She looked thinner. Tired. Her confidence was gone, replaced by something rehearsed. She said she'd made a mistake. That things with him weren't what she expected. That she missed what we had. I listened. Not because I was tempted, but because I wanted to hear it without flinching. She talked about confusion, pressure, timing. She said I was safe, and she hadn't known how valuable that was until it disappeared. That word stayed with me. Safe. Like I was a fallback, not a choice. I asked her one thing. Why now? She looked away and admitted he'd ended it. Moved on quickly. Turns out excitement has an expiry date. Silence filled the space between us. She waited again, this time hopeful. I told her the truth. That when she chose someone else, she taught me exactly where I stood. That I didn't leave because I stopped loving her, but because I finally loved myself enough not to compete. I said I wasn't angry. I just wasn't available anymore. She cried. Said she'd do anything. Promised transparency. Promised effort. I believe she meant it. That wasn't the problem. The problem was that I'd already done the hardest part. I'd accepted life without her. Going back would mean undoing that work for someone who only returned after losing her first option. I stood up, wished her well, and walked out. No speeches, no threats, just an ending that matched the beginning. Calm, clear, final. Later that night, alone in my flat, I felt the weight of it. Not regret, Relief. Letting go isn't weakness. It's refusing to live as someone's second thought. She chose someone else. I chose myself. And this time, I didn't look back. I realized something else in the days that followed. People talk about forgiveness as if it requires reunion. It doesn't. Forgiveness can be private. It can exist alongside distance. I didn't need her to understand my decision for it to be right. I needed to understand it myself. Choosing myself didn't make me cruel. It made me honest. Love that requires you to shrink isn't love, it's endurance. I was done enduring. I wasn't punishing her. I was protecting the version of me that finally felt whole again. That mattered more than nostalgia, more than shared history, more than the comfort of familiarity. Some doors close. You don't slam them. You lock them, turn the light, and leave without checking behind you.